So let us be the first to confirm that the Berlin Eagles now do indeed become the new championship leaders following a victory in Madrid. Following today's win, they now move to 98 points and lead the GCL championship as of this weekend. Hamburg Giants still in second place, who are now 14 points further adrift. Berlin on 98, Hamburg on 84, and Stockholm Hearts on 71 in third place. So, have they now reignited their championship contention? Is this finally the event that has shaken them back into action? Stockholm Hearts, everybody's preseason favourites, had a bit of a wobble throughout the Americas, and now as we head back to Europe for the summer, seem to be picking form back up. They did receive a lot of help, a lot of assistance from teams like the Prague Lions, like Rome Gladiators, like Cannes Stars. So, Stockholm Hearts cashing in and making the most of a good weekend, getting onto the podium and now finding themselves in third place once again on the overall championship standings. Some shots of the beautiful arena in Madrid this weekend, the Club de Campo Villa in the heart of Spain. Let's not forget Super Saturday. We still have an entire LGCT Grand Prix of Madrid to come. But before we switch to blue, before we switch to the LGCT Grand Prix, we need to look back on today's GCL event that fell firmly in the hands of the Berlin Eagles. And let's take a look at the Berlin Eagles and just how good they were. Those two men from Riesenbeck putting in such strong performances. Two star horses making sure that they were able to deliver the best 4 rounds over the space of the 2 days of GCL Round 1 and GCL
Only
Round 2.
2 teams were able to conquer
Santiago over both days, but it started with Christian Kuckuck, who, despite having a fence down, did not panic. The team did not panic. They knew that there was enough in hand. They had 2 rails from here in hand, and Philip Wieshout needed absolutely none of them. Jumping double clear, keeping the Berlin Eagles on 4 and handing them victory. However, for the Rome Gladiators, of course, it was not as straightforward, because the Rome Gladiators, who came in to GCL Round 2 in second last, they were the second last team to come out the gate. They were hoping for a tidy performance to get onto the podium, and things did not go as smoothly for the Rome Gladiators. Despite clears from Peter Clemens and Fernando Martinez Soma in Round 1, unfortunately for Peter Clemens, things fell apart quite quickly in Round 2. 1 rail down quickly became 2 rails down, and he came home in 8, putting Fernando Martinez Soma under real pressure. He eventually came home in 4 with another rail going down, taking the team to 12. And unfortunately, because of their slower time, it took them straight out of contention, straight off of the podium. Let's now show you what is taking place in the winners' ceremony. Here is a look at live pictures. Big smiles on the faces of the Berlin Eagles, as you would imagine, as they come out with their winning gowns on and the new championship leading armbands as well. A reminder that they now sit on 98 points ahead of the Hamburg Giants on 84. And Stockholm Hearts back in the mix this weekend, following a second place finish today. It takes them to 3rd overall on the championship standings. They take nothing away from a very strong performance from the London Knights. Mike Kawhi, double clear this weekend. It's now 5 clears out of 6 rounds for Mike Kawhi, and still a perfect record for Goldwyn, the 10-year-old Bay. How good is that combination turning out to be this year? How much of a revival is this for Stockholm Hearts? Does this now remind them of just how dangerous a team they can be, as we stand by and await for the riders to make their way up onto the podium and receive their official bronze, silver and gold medals today from the GCL in Madrid. We will continue to look back at some of the top performances and actually, in fact, some of the disappointing performances as well from the teams this weekend, because it wasn't all smooth sailing for everybody. Hamburg Giants still keeping themselves somewhat in the hunt, second on the overall standings. Let's join the riders as they make their way up onto the podium.
Un fuerte aplauso para Mike Kawhi y para Tobias Meyer, integrantes del equipo London Knights, que han terminado en la 3ª posición de la prueba. London Knights.
They rose all the way from 9th overnight to eventual silver on the podium. Your second place finishers, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M.
Ahí estamos viendo al equipo que ha protagonizado la gran remontada del día, de novenos a segundos. El aplauso, por favor, para Stockholm Hearts, Malin Bayer Johnson, Olivier Philippines.
For your winners are newly installed as series leaders as they pick up their second win of the season. Berlin Eagles, powered by Fundis.
Ahí estamos viendo a los ganadores. Aguantaron la presión, se llevaron la victoria, salen de Madrid como líderes. El aplauso para Berlin Eagles, Christian Kuckuck, Philip Weisskopf.
Grupo Eilen is celebrating their 60th anniversary. Give the trophy for our Global Champions League here. And Maria Jose Alvarez Mesqueriz, president of Grupo Eilen, will make our first presentation to our winning team. It is Christian Kuckuck, Philip Weisskopf, Berlin Eagles.
Ahí estamos viendo a doña María José Álvarez Mezquiriz, presidenta del Grupo Eulen, patrocinador de esta prueba, entregando la bandeja, el trofeo a los integrantes del equipo Berlin Eagles, a Christian Kuckuck y a Philip Weisskopf, trofeo Eulen para el equipo Berlin Eagles.
Thank you so much to Grupo Eilen, part of our amazing portfolio of sponsors here at Club de Campo in this Global Champions League, presented by Oxa Sport as well. Mr. Jan Tops, president and founder of the Global Champions League, will make our next presentation, and it is the GCL Winners' Trophies to our Berlin Eagles.
El equipo ganador que se ha llevado el trofeo del grupo Eulen y que ahora va a recibir la medalla como vencedores de esta competición, medalla que les va a entregar don Jan Tops, presidente del Global Champions Tour y también, por supuesto, de la Global Champions League. Ahí estamos viendo a Jan Tops felicitando a los integrantes de los distintos equipos y ahí vemos presentando ese trofeo a los ganadores del equipo Berlin Eagles, Christian Kuckuck y Philip Weisskopf.
We can't run major events like this without the support of organizations like the Royal Spanish Equestrian Federation. We're delighted to have their president, Javier Revelta, with us, and also the City Council of Madrid. And General Coordinator of the City Council, Matilde Garcia Duarte, will now make the presentations to our runners-up, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M.
Y ahora vamos ya con el trofeo para el equipo segundo clasificado, para Stockholm Hearts. Ahí estamos viendo a doña Matilde García Duarte, coordinadora general de la alcaldía del ayuntamiento, y a don Javier Revuelta, presidente de la Real Federación Hípica Española, que van a entregar el trofeo al equipo clasificado en segunda posición, el equipo Stockholm Hearts, Malin Bayer Johnson y Olivier Philippines.
Fantastic result for the Stockholm Hearts, following up their Doha win, rising from 12th to eventual second here today, 9th in fact. And our third place trophies will be presented by the representative of Oxa Sport, our show directors here, President Alvaro Arieta, and Juan Carlos Vera, manager of the Club de Campo Villa de Madrid, our venue and hosts for this Longines Global Champions Tour once again.
Suben al podio ahora don Juan Carlos Vera, gerente del Club de Campo Villa de Madrid, y don Álvaro Arieta, presidente de Oxa Sport, para entregar el trofeo al equipo clasificado en tercer lugar, el equipo de London Knights, equipo formado por el japonés Mike Tawai y por el alemán Tobias Meyer. Ahí están don Álvaro Arieta y don Juan Carlos Vera posando para la foto con los tres primeros clasificados de esta prueba Global Champions League.
Well, I think we'll invite the whole presentation party to the front of the podium for a family photo. Now, riders, if you just wait one moment, we're just going to take one more photo with the whole presentation party. Thank you.
A few photos needed from your top three teams before they can be on their way. Let's not forget, Super Saturday still includes an LGCT Grand Prix of Madrid with a handful of those top riders involved in tonight's Grand Prix. And we'll keep an eye on that a little bit later on. And there's the money shot. There is the winning shot of your two champions of Madrid for 2022, Philip Weisskopf, Christian Kuckuck. They were outstanding this weekend, but it will be a weekend to forget for the Rome Gladiators. They came in to the second round of GCL in second last out the gates. They were one of only two teams on a double clear and would have been hoping to keep the pressure on the Berlin Eagles. They would have been hoping to cash in on mistakes from the London Knights, from Prague Lions, Cannes Stars and Saint-Tropez Pirates. But unfortunately, as we mentioned, for the Rome Gladiators, scores of 8 and 4 saw them finish on 12 and fall completely off the podium. GCTV caught up with Peter Clements to get his reaction to their performance.
So what happened?
The result is not good enough. I had 2 down. I thought he was a little bit behind me on a few jumps, a little bit too much off the bridle. So I kept a little bit more on the leg on, and then he ran a little bit underneath me. And I think that's why I got the 2 fences down.
So that means not even on the podium?
No, not on the podium. We started on a very good position. I don't know what they're doing now, but when we came out, we were 4th. That's no podium, no.
Obviously very difficult for Peter Clements to try and react. You can see the frustration and the heartbreak on the man's face. Not too many words, I'm afraid, from him after falling right out of the podium. Rome Gladiators believe that they should have been one of these 3 teams with a winning sash across their chest. But it is not to be. If you have just joined us, you've missed a lot of action in the GCL this weekend. Congratulations to the Berlin Eagles in 1st place, Stockholm Hearts in 2nd, and London Knights in 3rd. Your podium for 2022 in Madrid as the 3 winning teams, your 6 championship riders, go on to do their lap of honor. And the cameras will understandably focus on Christian Kuckuck and Philipp Weishout, who made sure that they finished comfortably ahead today, and with that hold on to a championship leading armband as well. Berlin Eagles now hold on to that right. They are now 14 points clear of the former leaders, the Hamburg Giants, who now move down to 2nd on 84, and Stockholm Hearts, following today's 2nd place, a good cash-in on points, thanks to a lot of teams around them dropping, move up to 3rd on the overall championship standings. After that outstanding performance in Doha, struggles in Mexico and Miami Beach, they are now back with a bang, shall we say, and making up some valuable championship points. Take nothing away from the London Knights, their 1st podium of 2022 as well. Mike Kawhi and Tobias Meyer, really strong performances from the 2 young men, getting their 1st podium of the brand new season. 5 out of 6 clears for Mike Kawhi in 2022 thus far. So very, very strong performance. Let's show you what took place for Stockholm Hearts today. As you mentioned, very, very unique performance, because at the time they came into the competition in 12th place. And it's incredibly unlikely, very unrealistic for many to feel that from 12th you can move up to 2nd on the podium, but that was indeed the case. A very indifferent weekend for Marlon Bayer-Johnson and H&M Indiana, starting on a score of 8 from round 1. She stayed in the team as Lily Keenan was rested. Marlon Bayer-Johnson coming home in 4. Olivia Philippart's new into the team for GCL round 2 on H&M legend Love, making sure that he jumped clear to try and keep them on a what we thought was competitive score of 12. And unfortunately for the rest around them, they were unable to cash in on that. And what we thought was a competitive score of 12 turned out to be a podium finishing score of 12. So well done to the Stockholm Hearts, who now finish in 2nd place ahead of the London Knights. I have been praising this young lineup of Tobias Meyer and Mike Kawhi of the London Knights. Let's show you how they then were able to put themselves in a really strong performance today. As you mentioned, Goldwyn, perfect record in 2022 thus far. What a pairing that Goldwyn and Mike Kawhi are proving to be. And still just 10 years of age is Goldwyn. So a lot of development to come from these 2 athletes. Tobias Meyer then followed, and unfortunately after a round of 4 in round 1, a round of 8 in round 2 saw them finish on 12, but that 12 was still enough to see them get onto the podium and earn valuable championship points. We will unpack all of this, of course, on the Insider coming up this coming week. And I wonder if we might just go on and talk about the Paris Panthers in that Insider episode, who now find themselves in 14th place. They are only ahead of the Istanbul Sultans and the Scandinavian Vikings, who now swap places. Sultans finally off the foot of the table, and Scandinavian Vikings, after a dreadful weekend, it must be said, scores of 20 in round 1 and scores of 12 in round 2 for a combined score of 32 sees them finish this weekend in last place, and because of that they now drop to last overall on the standings. Istanbul Sultans putting up a real fight and making sure that they now at least move off the bottom of the championship standings. A very strong performance from Omar Karevli, and of course Sana Tayson as well, jumping really, really well. Hamburg Giants came into this weekend's competition as the championship leaders, and unfortunately for Bart Bless and unfortunately for the rest of his team, it did not end that way, because Bart Bless, first man out the gate for his team, jumped 4 in round 1, clear in round 2, and Katrien Ackerman did not jump in the opening round, did come in for round 2, and made sure, I beg your pardon, not Katrien Ackerman, Jir Freeling, I beg your pardon. Getting my teams all mixed up. Jir Freeling and Long John Silver coming in for round 2 for the Hamburg Giants and jumping 4. We caught up with Jir Freeling to get his thoughts following their performance.
So why did you make that mistake?
Good question. I came in a little bit close in the triple combination, and he has a huge stride, a little bit short between. I have to look the video back to look in the details.
So you both were a bit slow. Was that the plan?
Not really planned, but okay, both our horses are not the fastest ones. So that's a little bit, now also for me to qualify for the Grand Prix, I hope I'm in. But with my 4 faults, I'm slowly 4. So
it wasn't the result you hoped for as Hamburg Giants?
No, absolutely not. Yesterday we had both mistake, Simon and Bart, and then today we hope to make it better. Bart rode fantastic, super clear. I made a mistake also, and that's one too much.
So let's forget about this result and on to Saint-Tropez?
No, we do not go to Saint-Tropez. Go other riders from our team, so we hope Hamburg Giants is there in a better form.
So you're feeling Long John Silver coming in for the second round of GCL after Simon de Lestre jumped in round 1 for the Hamburg Giants. And it's not all doom and gloom for the former championship leaders, because despite not necessarily performing to the best of their ability in this weekend's competition, they do still very much stay in the hunt. And we spoke about expectations. We spoke about the management of those expectations for the Hamburg Giants. And yes, while the narrative certainly has changed around the team, you would imagine that as it stands now to find themselves inside the top 4. In fact, they're still second, but I'm thinking about the GCL Super Cup semi-finals. To stay inside the top 4, to get comfy, to nestle inside that top 4, the Hamburg Giants probably will still be relatively happy with how their season looks at the moment. But based on the success that they've had, understandably, we come into the competition and they now feel as if maybe they did let the ball drop ever so slightly. I believe Christian Kuckuck is standing by alongside for us to have a conversation with us. Christian, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations to the Berlin Eagles. How important was it to see those teams around you on the championship table struggle?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much. Yeah, well, it took a bit of pressure away already yesterday when I watched the class and I saw the Hamburg Giants struggling a little bit. I thought, oh, okay, well, that could be our day and hopefully also our weekend. And then, yeah, today again was a tough course, like yesterday, seeing many falls, and Philip and me entering the ring with 12 points, the best result. So sure, we wasn't on the highest pressure, but still, you know, you have to finish these 2 rounds, and I think we managed that very good, and we are very, very happy anyway.
Coming home to Europe for the summer now, winning today so comfortably by 2 fences in hand. What does this do for the team's confidence, for the team's belief going into the rest of these European legs?
Yeah, well, you know, these results, they are always very important for our self-confidence, and I think it's the 2nd win on the 4th show now, so we can be very proud so far, but still there's a long season ahead. But definitely with these results now, we go with a very positive feeling to the next shows, next week Saint-Tropez, and yeah, we will, I think all of us on our team, we will try our best, and we will push all our effort in to stay in the lead.
Now, you know that there's still Ludger Beerbaum back and Riesenbeck with Mila. If we take a look at Checker and Kobe, how you guys have been riding, do you feel that the depth of the Berlin Eagles, is that your greatest strength as a team?
Yes, actually, I think that's one of our biggest strengths. We have a great group of horses this year, and all of them actually in a very, very good age. Probably last year we had 2 9-year-olds, but they are now 10, and Kobe and Checker, they are 12. So I think they are, you know, on the highest period of their career, and yeah, definitely with having Ludger at home, I think we can be very, very happy. And yeah, anyway, there's a long season ahead. We need this group of horses to stay in the lead, to keep our performance up every weekend. So yeah, I think we are in a very, very lucky position, and looking forward for the rest of the season.
And Christian, finally, before I let you go, 14 points clear at the top of the overall championship standings now. Who do you think is your biggest rival as you continue this quest for the title?
Yes, I mean 14 points. That's a lot, but still, you know what I said. We are in the beginning of the season, and I think that the Hamburg Giants, they will come back, and also the Stockholm Hearts. I think they will be very interesting towards the end of the season. Shanghai Swans also. I think they have a very great group of riders and horses. So. Yeah, but still, we are now in the moment good ahead. We are very happy with that, but we keep on fighting.
Riesenbeck will be celebrating. Congratulations to you, and let's see you again on the podium throughout the rest of the summer for the Berlin Eagles fans.
Thank you, hopefully.
All right, I have no doubt that'll be the case. Christian Kuckuck, Berlin Eagles. Boy, you talk about depth, because from Checker to Kobe, we know that Philipp Weisshout, we know that Christian Kuckuck. You still have Ludger Beerbaum and Miller, arguably one of the greatest informed pairs of the 2022 season, sitting in the wings as well. Berlin Eagles now championship leaders, 14 points clear. Let's show you how the table ended at the end of the weekend here, and take a look at how comfortable that was. Berlin Eagles knowing that despite a fence going down for Christian Kuckuck in the second round, it still gave Philipp Weisshout 2 fences in hand. He did not need any of them as they finished on 4, 8 clear of Stockholm Hearts in second, who we remind you jumped from 12th to second, and a very, very impressive performance from the London Knights. Mike Kawhi, Tobias Meyer getting their first podium of the 2022 season. Take nothing away from Can Stars, impressive in 4th, once again earning championship points to keep them far, far away from the bottom of the table. Disappointment for the Rome Gladiators and the Hamburg Giants, your former championship leaders. Volkswagen United, their championship defense still in all sorts of trouble. And then Shanghai Swans in trouble at 11. Madrid Emotion 13. Saint-Tropez Pirates 14. 15 for Paris Panthers. It has been a very indifferent season for the Paris Panthers thus far, despite all the promise, despite all the excitement around being potential championship contenders. A team who are still indeed very much championship contenders. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. Marlon Bjarne-Johnsen joining us now on the show. Marlon, congratulations. How surprised are you to jump from 12th to 2nd? A superb performance today. Well done.
Thank you very much. It was actually 9th to 2nd, but still it was a big jump up, and we're super happy, of course.
Oh, 9th to 12th. I apologize. My maths has never been my strong point. That is why I have Frederick De Baca. After disappointing performances in Miami and Mexico, was this the event that will reignite the belief that the Stockholm Hearts are indeed the best team in this championship?
Well, hopefully, you know, we keep fighting, and it's difficult. Every show is a new show and a new venue, and you know, you have to be jumping really good for 2 days, so it's tough. But you know, we have a great group of riders and horses, so hopefully.
It was an indifferent weekend for you and for H&M Indiana. You set the bar so high that we just expect perfection every time. Rounds of 8 and 4, still able to get onto the podium. What happened with you and H&M Indiana this weekend? Tell us.
Well, it's hard to say. She's been jumping great, actually. She had a bit of an unlucky rail in the triple combination yesterday, and then I made a mistake to the last jump. I took a wrong decision and did the 7 strides instead of the 6. And today, again, she jumped really, really good, and a fortunate back bolt down. But, you know, even a superstar like her can have a fault sometimes.
Now, Marlon, knowing that you still have Nicola in the wings, we know that Peter Fredriksson is still standing by. Lily Keenan jumping a very good clear in round 1. I asked the Berlin Eagles moments ago about their depth. Talk to me about how dangerous the Stockholm Hearts unit is. What is your guys' biggest strength?
Well, I think, you know, we're a great group of riders with a good string of horses, and we're just going to keep fighting the whole season. It's a long season and it's tough, but I think we're a team to count on.
I think you are indeed, and we look forward to seeing the resurgence of Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M. Malambard Jonsson, thank you very much for your time. From 9th, she correctly points me in my way. From 9th to 2nd, a superb performance from Stockholm Hearts to get themselves back onto the podium. Malambard Jonsson jumping 8 and 4, and then clears from Lily Keenan and Olivia Philipparts. Once again, send an injection into the Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M. 2nd today and 3rd overall on the championship standings, as they now begin to once again go in hunt of that title in 2022. Right, well, that is an end of the GCL for Madrid in 2022. Well done to Berlin Eagles, champions once again as their superb season continues and they move to the top of the championship standings. Stay with us here on Super Saturday. The LGCT Grand Prix of Madrid is next.